Namaste everyone. Today we have Amit Godse, who is called the Bee Man of India, and he's going to tell us not just about the bee sting and honey, but a lot more about what bees do and what he does. And you might have seen some amazing photos that I had shared, especially being so close to the beehive and still, it looks like without a mask or so he was there. So he knows a lot more about the bees, and maybe the bees know about him. And Kshama introduced him to Shri Yoga. So I would request Kshama to introduce him. Kshama, let me do one thing. I may make you spotlight you, and also I'll spotlight Amit also.
Okay. Thank you, Kaka. Namaste, everyone. My name is Kshama Bhute Shinde. I live in Clarksburg and I'm part of Shri Yoga family. So, in today's session, we have Amit Godse with us. He is the founder of Bee Basket Enterprises Private Limited, which is a pioneering social enterprise that creates bee parks and butterfly gardens, supports corporate ESG, which is environmental, social, and governance initiatives, and specializes in the ethical rescue and relocation of honeybee colonies from urban and semi-urban areas. And Amit, he he used to be a mechanical engineer by education and profession, and then he moved to this bee conservation thing, I should say. And then from there, his journey is really amazing. I know him personally when he was a high school student, I think. And I mean, it really amazes me how he reaches, he reached here from where he was and how his journey like went upwards. And his work, which he does, it was actually mentioned in Man Ki Baat, which is the program from the Prime Minister of India. So without much ado, I will let Amit introduce us with all his work which he does, and I will hand it over to Amit. Amit, over to you.
Uh, Namaskar to everyone, and thank you so much for coming and joining this session. And thank you so much, Shamatai, for inviting, and thank you so much, Sabnis Kaka as well, for arranging all this thing. And I feel great and honored. And let's go through it. And I born in Raipur and brought up in different place due to my father's transferable job. Now I have settled in Pune, and till date I have a company named Bee Basket. I'm the founder of Bee Basket, and till date we have rescued more than 17,000 plus beehives. In a single beehive, there are around, in an average, 50,000 plus bees. And due to this single initiative, we have saved so many numbers of bees. Apart from that, we are also into training. We train tribal communities how they can harvest honey in a sustainable manner without killing the bees. And we also promote um butterfly park, bee park, oxygen garden in different companies as well. And now, after PM Modi took our name in his flagship Man Ki Baat event program, um, now we are planning to create bee rescuers across Maharashtra state. So within 5 years, the planning is that not a single bee should be killed by pest control or traditional hunters by burning the bees live. So all the bees, calls related to bees would be handled by specialists who are in beekeeping. Let's start my presentation. Let's go through it. Perfect. So the journey started in 2013 in my residential society in Pune, uh, where millions of bees got killed by pest control, and all the bees got scattered around ground floor, basement, because pest control company came and they put harsh chemical on the bees. So I used to be a software engineer during that time. I felt very sad for these bees. As a human, we want pure honey in our life, but not bees. How long this model will sustain? So only this point was bothering me a lot. Then I got trained in different institution in India, and I started saving bees in Pune. And when I started, I was knowing little about honeybees. Due to my background, I used to be a mechanical engineer and then a software engineer. Then but I felt very sorry for these bees, and I felt like someone should do something for these bees. Like killing bees is not right. But when we point one finger to another person, four fingers are towards us. At that time, I felt like, why can't I start saving bees by my own? This is how the journey of bee conservation started into December 2013, and I registered my company in 2016 January month. During that time, I travel across India. We saved bees in a pro bono basis. We were not charging something for our services, but I felt like if I start saving bees like this and not charging anything, I won't able to sustain myself. If I won't sustain myself, how I can sustain the bees? So we started charging people for saving the bees. People were paying for killing the bees. I felt like if people can pay for killing the bees, why can't I charge people for saving the bees? So this is how the idea of social enterprise bee basket came. If you see the picture, more than 100 agriculture crops are fully dependent on honey bees. Why bees? Because bees has floral affinity. If they visit particular flower during the particular timing, they only visit those flowering, not the other flowering. Why bees? Because more than 100 agriculture crops are dependent on honeybees. 73 to 75% cross pollination in this world is done by honeybees alone. Bees has a hairy body, okay, and the last but most important thing is that they have a floral affinity. Like butterflies, they also do the pollination, but they don't have floral affinity, and they may visit the tulsi flower, or they may visit to the jamun flower as well. Okay, but the pollination happen like this, it won't happen because both are different species. If you need a good pollination, you have a Spain species flowers. And the trees or plant may be different, but they should be same species. That is how the cross pollination will happen. Okay, and bees bring floral genetic biodiversity in the plant species as well, right? So the one plant's pollen will fall into other flowers ovary of the same species. Okay, so bees bring in floral diversity as well as uh, this different flower diversity as well. So, if you compare the picture, you only find in the second picture, that is a potato, those crops which are not dependent on honeybees. Let's just like potatoes are there, maize are there. Okay, but other just like fruit, vegetables, leafy vegetables, seed production. Okay, all are dependent on honeybees, like insects. So I will share some interesting fact about honeybees as well. To produce 1 kg of honey, 1000 bees required to visit 4 million flowers to produce 1 kg of honey. Okay. If more than 500 bees sting to you, then only it may become fatal. It is not like two or three bee sting happens to you and it may turn out fatal until unless you have an allergy for the bee sting. Okay. Uh, Bees travel around. If you see the life of a honeybee, it is around 4 months. Okay, but they travel around the diameter of seven Earth. They may travel around and the distance of seven Earth diameter periphery. This is the interesting fact. So there are many more interesting facts about honeybees. So if I talk about the interesting fact about honeybees, so there's a complete session around it. That is why once you know the important about honeybees, you may fall for the bees. Okay. In India, you find four indigenous species of honeybees. One is the garden bees, and the scientific name of these bees is Apis florea. They produce around 1 kg of honey and their foraging range. Now, what do I mean by foraging range? Foraging range means so within how much radius they may travel around. If you keep the hive as a center, okay, so they travel around 1 kilometer radius, but they visit small and mid-sized flowers. How nature distributed and the flower also. It is not like each and every bee will visit each and every flowers. Okay, so if you see the nature, so there's a diversity, right? The same way nature has created diversity in the bees as well. Okay, for bigger bees like for garden bees, they may travel around 1 kilometer only, but they visit smaller and mid-sized flowers. Okay, if you talk about the rock bees or Apis dorsata bees, they make a big hive, 7 feet hive, 7 feet by 4 feet hive, and they produce around 20 to 25 kgs of honey. Okay, and these are indigenous bees. You won't find these bees in USA or European countries. Okay, these two species make the hive under the sunlight. That is why you can't keep these bees inside a box. Okay, you may find their hive on a tall rising building, on a grill, okay, on a tree, okay, but you can't keep them inside a box. Why? Because they can't keep the hive, because they can't make the hive in darkness. Okay, they only make a single hive. Okay, and people very careful of these rock bees. Whenever they find the rock bees or Apis dorsata bees, and they scare and they used to call the pest control guys in Pune. Now we rescue them and relocate them as well. Okay. If you talk about the foraging range of rock bees, it is around 5 kilometers. But they only visit bigger flowers. They can't visit the smaller flowers. If you talk about the mango flowers are very tiny, very small. Only smaller bees can go, not the bigger bees like Apis dorsata or rock bees. Okay. So this is how the pollination happen. So the range is high, but they only visit bigger flowers. Okay. Now the third species come, that is Indian box bees. Okay. So they make parallel 7 to 8 hives in darkness. Okay, so that is why we can do beekeeping out of these bees. Okay, these are indigenous bees, and I will show you how these bees make the hive in the cities. Okay, they produce around 10 kgs of honey, and their foraging range is around 2 kilometers. And the fourth species is stingless bees. All three other species they sting, but the stingless bees they actually bite. But when it bites, it tickles you. It is not painful. Okay, and like who is the king of all fruits? Mango is the king of all fruits. Okay, who is the king of all mangoes? Alfonso Mango is the king of all mangoes. The same way, who is the best pollinators in this world? That is the honeybees. And who is the best pollinators among honeybees? That is the stingless bees. Okay, why stingless bees? Because their size is very tiny. It is around 1.5 to 2 mm. You can see how tiny they are. Okay, but they visit each and every flowers. Okay, they may visit smaller flowers just like mangoes. They visit bigger flowers just like sunflower as well. Okay, so the stingless bees will visit each and every flower, especially Ayurvedic or herbal flowers as well. So you get medicinal honey out of it. In an year, they produce around 250 to 300 grams of honey. Okay. But this honey is highly medicinal and it has anti-cancerous properties, right? And in fact, in India, this 1 kg of honey costs around 6,000 rupees per kg. Okay, so this is highly medicinal honey. In fact, it has a better medicinal properties than the Manuka honey as well, as per research. Okay, and yeah, let's. So, who are the other members in a colony? If I talk about the colony, so there are three members. One member is a queen bee. Only one queen bee is there in a colony. Okay, few hundreds of drones or male. Those males are known as drone in a bee colony. Okay, few hundreds of drones and thousands of honeybees or worker bees. What queen bees do? Queen bee has only one work. She only lays eggs. On a particular day, she may lay up to 1,500 eggs. If there's ample amount of food, food means flowers, nectar, and pollen. If there is no flowers around or no food around, she may not lay egg, or so there will be zero egg laying. She has a control power whether to lay or not. Okay, and which kind of leg she will give. Okay, uh, so there are two types of egg. One is a fertilized egg, another one is an unfertilized egg. With the fertilized egg, queen bee and worker bees get born, and with unfertilized egg, only drone or male get born. Then we talk about the drones. Their only work is that to mate with the queen bee. Other than that, drones don't do any other work. They don't save the colonies, they don't sting, they don't collect nectar and pollen, they don't collect food, they don't collect water. They can't safeguard the colonies as well. Only work they do is that to mate with the queen. In fact, queen bee and drones, they can't eat by themselves. Worker bees need to feed them. Okay. In fact, bees are very smart. Okay, what they do, uh, if now, like if a queen bee and drones are not useful for the colony, only those members can stay in the colony. Those are useful for the colony. If queen bee become old, or if the mating of the new queen bee happen, then drone become useless. What worker bees do? They kill the drones because they are no more useful for the colony. So only useful members can stay in the colony, right? So see how efficient they are, right? So queen bee mate with strongest 7 to 8 males on air. Okay, why strongest? So that the next generation would be the strongest as well. Okay, and once the mating happen, queen bee again come back to the hive and start laying eggs. She only mate once in her lifetime with 7 to 8 males. After that, she never mates with the male. So this is how the queen bee works. Okay, and in fact, the bees are so smart. If there are 7 to 8 hives in and around, and in a single hive, if there is a drones, and the queen bee won't produce the drones as well in their colonies. Why? Because the new queen bee will get met with the drones of other colonies. So why to lay eggs for the male and feed them? So see how efficient they are in terms of the collection of food. Okay, okay. Now I will talk about the hive as well. And they are the best architect in this world and the early architect in this world. You know how why they make hexagonal cells? So there is a scientific reason behind it. One of arm of the hexagonal cell is attached to one cell of one cell hexagonal cell is attached to six hexagon cells. So this is how the strength comes. They derive the strength from there. Okay, and if you are from the science background, if you see, the surface area is highest in the hexagonal cells. Okay, and every angle of the hexagonal cell is around 120 degree. Okay, and it requires lesser amount of beeswax to produce the hexagonal cell. Why beeswax is precious for them? Because when bees eat 10 kgs of honey, they produce 1 kg of beeswax from their wax gland. It is there under their abdomen. Okay, so bees produce the beeswax. Okay, so it is very precious for them, right? That is why they make hexagonal cell. And when they make the hexagonal cell, the weight of whole hive is distributed equally because the distribution of weight is unequal. Where is the honey? When the honey where the honey is there, the weight is toward a higher side. When the eggs and larvae is there, the weight is toward the lower side. Okay, so if you see the hive, upper one third part is honey, and rest two-third part is eggs and larvae, and in between there is a pollen store. Okay, so this is how the structure of the hive and how they store honey and pollen and how they work. And they have distributed the work also among themselves. Like all the work is done by worker bees alone. Okay. Even the worker bees. So there is different bees. Some bees are the nurse bees. Some bees they try to save the colonies. Some bees they collect water. Some bees they collect nectar. Some bees they collect pollen as well. Okay. So this is how they work. But in an emergency, all bees can do all kind of work. Okay, so this is how smart and how they communicate. The communication is also very interesting. They do waggle dance, so they waggle around, and if they dance and they dance, and it is a shape of eight number. Okay, so how why eight number and how they dance? So there is science behind it. If you want to visit a particular place, you require two things. One is the direction, in which direction you should go. If direction is there, but you don't have any stop or distance, it will become an infinite loop, right? And if you have a direction, but not the distance, okay, the infinite loop will come. Okay, to reach a particular space, you require distance and direction. So how bees get to know in which direction they should go to collect the nectar and pollen and water? So there's an angle it comes. If you see the sun, hive as a center and that location where the food is. So so there's an angle taking the reference of sun. Okay. So through this they get to know the direction, where to go. Okay. And they dance with their abdomen. With the abdomen by dancing their abdomen, okay, shaking their abdomen, they try to send a message to other bees like the distance is this much. Okay, so this is how they tell other bees where the food is. Okay, so there are some scout bees and they try to find a food source. Once they find a food source, they tell to other bees, and within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we will find lots of bees in that particular location. Okay, so this is how they communicate. So when they communicate, they the transmission is 100%. Not a single message is lost during the transmission. Okay, honeybees has two stomach. One is a normal stomach and another stomach. They collect the nectar. Okay, they collect the nectar and they give, and then they vomit and give it to another bees. When they collect the nectar, in that nectar, it is around 80% of water or moisture, 20% of the sugar. Okay. When they make the honey, it becomes reverse. In that honey, 17 to 80% is the moisture content, rest is the sugar. And how they reduce the moisture content? By vomiting in a bubble form, just like we have bubble, right? We have chewing gum. We bubble it and then again try to chew that, right? So this is how what they do. They give to other bees in a bubble form. So this way they try to reduce the moisture content of that nectar, and they mix their enzyme in that nectar, and it turn out to be honey. It's a long process and to make the honey, right? Uh, yeah. Now let's see how bees make the hive inside the city. So there are different habitat. Bees are losing their habitat. Now see how bees are making hive in the cities. And an interesting fact I found here is that bees are migrating in more numbers in cities, and you will find less bees in the farmland in the forest. So it's a very shocking thing. Now you will ask, what are the reason behind it? Okay, when I started working on bees, I used to feel like in cities you will find less amount of bees, but more number of bees in the farm and the forest because there are ample amount of flowers. Okay, but it is not the case. Okay, You- so there are different reason. I will share the reason as well. Let's take the reasons of the forest. In the forest, what forest department did, they tried to plant lots of eucalyptus trees, then acacia trees, which are not indigenous to India. Okay, because they grow fast. Okay, and they tried to have a mono plantation of a particular species, just like eucalyptus or acacia, and these trees are not indigenous. So what happened? Bees are not finding food throughout the year. Okay, so if you want bees to stay at a particular space, you require the floral diversity as well. Bees don't make the hives on non-indigenous trees. Okay, you won't find trees on acacia trees or eucalyptus trees in India. Okay, and bees required height to make the hive, right? 150 feet hive or 200 feet hive. But these days, due to illegal tree cutting, you won't find that height for the bees. And you won't find water throughout the year as well due to climate change, right? And last thing is that tribals are extracting honey in a non-sustainable manner. They burn the bees' life and try to extract honey from them. Okay, by killing the bees. Okay, so these are the few major reasons why it's very difficult to find bees in the forest these days. Okay, now let's come to the farmland. Why you may feel like yeah, so we have a ample amount of flowers in the farmland. People are growing their own vegetables, and so you may find bees in the farmland, but it is not the case. Why? because there is a monoculture. Due to monoculture, you may find food or flower for 1.5 to 2 months, but rest 7 to 8 to 9 months, there's no food for the bees. They chopped out the bigger trees at the side of their farmland because they feel like because they get shade from these trees, so they're not getting proper yield. So they chopped off the side trees as well, okay, around their farm. So they have lost their habitat also, and they're not getting the flower as well, which are not insecticide and pesticide based. In the farmland, farmers are putting lots of pesticide and insecticide, so bees are not visiting over there, right? So these are the reason why bees are finding it difficult to make the hive in the farmland as well. Many farmers are distressed. They are not getting proper yield due to this. Okay. Now in the cities, what is happening? Why a city has become important for bees? Okay, why they are migrating to the cities? So one reason is that in every gallery, every terraces, people are growing different flowers. Okay, so there's a diversity in the cities, even in terms of gardens, right? So they get flowers or food throughout the year. They get water throughout the year because one water tank is overflowing. People are gardening their plants, so they can collect water. In fact, people are putting water for the birds as well. Okay, so throughout the year they get water. Throughout the year they get food. They also get the height to make the hive in terms of tall rising building. Okay, if I talk about Apis dorsata bees. Okay, so bees are migrating in big numbers in cities due to these major reasons. When I found this reason by myself, I shocked. Okay, so this is the thing. Now, but they are not finding the habitat. So how they are making the hive in cities? They are making the hive inside a speaker. So this speaker was there inside a temple. Okay, and bees made the hive inside this speaker, old speaker, unused speaker. Bees made the hive inside an electric board. These are the stingless bees. So there was a gap from outside the wall, okay, and bees came from that hole and made the hive inside this electric board. These are the stingless bees. These are the garden bees. They made the hive on a grill. Indian box bees. They made the hive inside a compost bin. You can see the hole there, and from that hole, bees went inside and make the hive inside this compost bin, taking the support of that top, aluminium top. Bees made the hive inside a toilet. This was the case. Why I took this picture? This was the case. We took these photographs during the COVID time. You know that during the COVID time there was a lockdown. People can't were locked at their home, and they were not allowed to go outside. Okay, and we got a special pass to rescue the bees, and this was a 1 BHK flat in Pune, and bees came like this, and people were very very scared to go to the to use this toilet, and they were very distressed. Now what should we do? So fortunately, we got the special pass. Okay, and so there was a criteria who will get passes in India, and what kind of emergency is there. Okay, but they didn't mention bee rescue in that. They didn't consider the bee rescue in that while making those things. Um, when I approached the authorities or divisional commissioner of Pune and told them this is the case is happening, are happening, and people were very distressed. So he arranged a special pass for us, and we rescued the bees. And we were traveling from one place to another. So we had around 7 to 8 rescuers, but not a single rescuer got affected with the COVID. So there might be the reason which I feel like we are getting bee sting almost every day. Now our body has become immune to bee sting. Nothing happens to us. You might have heard about the Vishakanya, right? So every day you get some venom or vish, your body has becomes your body becomes immune to those vish or venom. So this is how our body has become immune to bee sting. Okay. So we have rescued the bees, put them inside a box. Bees made the hive in a cap as well, like this. And this was a POP in a flat. Okay. And we opened that POP and found such bees, and we rescued them as well. Bees made the hive in the birdhouse as well. People put birdhouse, okay, for the birds, but many times these birdhouse are captured by honeybees. You can see the video how bees captured the birdhouse as well. Right? Bees made the hive inside a cooler as well.
ये एक मीडियम साइज का कूलर है और इसके अंदर यहाँ पे अम, जिसमें फैन की आर्म पे लगा हुआ है, इसको एक तो यहाँ से भी एक्सेसिबल कर सकते हैं इस जगह से, बट ये कूलर हमको थोड़ा सा बाहर लेके उठा के रखना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज इसका नीचे से पूरा हॉलो एक्सेसिबल है, सो पर्सन कैन गो एंड लिटरली स्टैंड अंडर दिस टू टेक इट आउट.
Bees made the hive inside this hole as well. You can see the hole, AC hole. So this is how bees make the hive. Especially I showed the picture of other species. Okay, I will show the picture of Apis dorsata as well. Okay, so why bees are dying? One is the pesticide, insecticide, shrinking forest cover, not safe in cities, because in cities what we do, we kill the bees by pest control in different cities. Okay, now our idea is to create bee rescuers in different cities. Pest control companies, they try to kill bees by pest control, and there is a lack of awareness about honeybees. Why? Because people know only two things about bees majorly. That is, they sting. Another thing is that they get honey, but they don't know much about the pollination thing. I was talking about how in the farmland bees are living. So you can see, so there was an article. Bees are living farmland, and onion seed growers are not finding bees in their farms. Okay, almost this year we have lost around 40% of onion seed production due to lack of honeybees in India. So this article came 4 years ago. Uh, this year, the production is minus 40% for onion seeds. How we relocated the beehive? We found the beehive, and I tried to relocate them in my terrace garden like this. I didn't have anything and to put the hive. And after 1.5 months, I harvested honey out of it and kept the bees in a good format. You can see the second picture. I relocated the garden bees on a tree like this. This is the Apis dorsata, rock bees made the hive in tall rising building. We only cut the honey part of the comb, leaving the hive as it is. This way, we harvest honey without killing the bees. We only cut the honey portion of the comb. Uh, in fact, you can see the left side and right side, there's a honey, but we didn't harvest that honey. If we harvested that honey, the whole comb would have fallen down. To give the support, we only cut the middle part. And in a sustainable honey harvesting method, we don't harvest 100% of honey. We only harvest 60% of honey, leaving 40% for the bees. Why 40% and 60%? Because when bees store honey, and they store 3 times honey when more honey than the actual requirement. Okay, so if they require 10 kgs of honey, they store 30 kgs of honey. So excess two-third honey we harvest and leaving one-third honey for the bees, for their survival, for their growth. Okay, strongest bees, if we give them ample amount of food, the stronger bees will produce more honey. And if you see the two-third part, so there are eggs and larvae. Okay, they will become again honeybees and store more honey in that. So this way, from a single comb, you can harvest honey multiple times, maybe 4 times, 5 times in a season. So this method we train to the tribal communities. What kind of other products we get from the bees? One is the beeswax. Beeswax are very much useful. In USA, there's a bird bees, right? They make many produce out of beeswax, right? Then the pollen, it is highly nutritious. It has vitamin, protein, right? And many athletes they take pollen as well. Even in USA also, you may find pollen grains, right? Propolis, it has a medicinal property, and it is antifungal and antibacterial. Okay, and many oral care products are made out of this propolis. Royal jelly is the costliest food in this world. Okay, when you eat royal jelly, your aging process slows down. Why royal jelly? Because royal jelly is produced by the worker bees from their, so they have a gland on their head, and through that gland they produce royal jelly. And they don't eat this royal jelly; they give this royal jelly to the queen. Like I told you, so there are two types of eggs: fertilized egg and unfertilized egg. With a fertilized egg, queen bee and worker bees get born, right? Same eggs are there for worker bees and queen bee, but the age difference is very huge. Queen bee's age is around 2 to 3 years. Worker bees is the age is around 3 to 4 months. Same age, so same eggs but different age, right? The difference is just due to royal jelly, right? When human also consume royal jelly, the aging process slow down. They try to look more young, okay, free from any diseases. Okay, it's very healthy, right? Bee venom has manitin, and many like arthritis, bee venom is useful for the arthritis and many other stuff as well. In fact, there are research like researcher found that like bee venom, is useful to kill the HIV cells as well. right? uh, how you can save the bees and what we do in cities when we rescue the bees. When we rescue the bees, we put them nearby farmhouses, terrace gardens, okay, and people keep them as a pet. So our initiative name is Pest to Pet. Bees may be an uninvited guest at your place, but for someone, they may be a pet. So our initiative is Pest to Pet. We uh, relocate them from one place to another. Okay. It's a win-win situation to everybody. Those who feel are threatened by bees, they get rid of the bees. Those farmers or farmhouse owners, okay, they get the bees so that they can pollinate their agriculture crops. And during the process, bees get saved. Okay, they are not killed because they are relocated. Okay, this way, our initiative name is Pest to Pet, and we put this bees in terrace farms, flat balcony farmhouses, bungalows, and we also make bee parks in different corporate companies. Why companies? To bring in more diversity in their plant premises, and they can also address the ESG and carbon requirement for their project. Uh, you can see the picture of the stingless bees hive inside a box. They don't make hexagonal cells. Okay, and they make and they you can see the structure of their eggs. It is an oval shape. It's just like sabudana, right? If you want to help bees, what you can do? You can promote beekeeping, you can learn beekeeping and become a hobbyist, and you can harvest your own honey. You can plant bee-friendly flora so that bees can come and they can have a food. Not killing bees by pest control or traditional hunters. You can always call the bee rescuers. You can also share this information in your circle as well. Why bees should be saved, not killed. So we got awarded with many dignitaries, like just like Shri Prakash Javadekar sir. He was an environment minister. We trained tribal communities in different in second picture, and I we teach them like how they can capture the wild stingless bees colony from the wall without destroying the wall. You can see the stingless bees colonies over there, and we are relocating them from wall to box. So this process is around 3 to 4 months, and all the bees will migrate inside a box without destroying the wall. In fact, Shri Nitin Gadkari sir invited us in Nagpur to rescue bees at his premises, because there was a big beehive came at his premises in a tall rising building, and we rescued them during the COVID time. Okay, we have an awareness session to different forest department officers as well, because there were lots of incidents. Bees were stinging and hurting people during the trekking time. Okay, so in Rajgarh, Torna, in many other places, Shivneri, in many other places, so there were incidents. Bees were stinging to trekkers, and they were calling forest guards to help them. So we took awareness session with them as well, like how you can guard, what should you do, what you should not do. Okay, this is the way. And they also got an awareness session through us. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Amit. So we will open it for questions and answers. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask your questions so Amit can answer them, please.
Amit, this is Sheila Rajan. I just want
Yeah.
to know how the bees one will become the worker and one will become the male and one will become the queen bee. How do they, are there species difference in them, or how do they decide which bee has to be what?
Okay. Queen bee has a control which kind of eggs she can lay. Okay, one is a fertilized egg, another one is unfertilized egg. Okay. This is how they decide which egg will become a male or a female. First
Mm,
thing is that. With the male, only drones will get born. So they have separate cells. So
mm,
they have a bigger cells for the drones. Once the bigger cell is there, bigger hexagonal cell is there, queen bee will get to know, okay, this cell is for the male. So she will lay unfertilized egg.
mm,
Okay. Then the worker bees will produce a bigger cell for the queen bee. So it's a cylindrical shape of cell
mm,
under the hive. Okay,
mm,
so there are 7 to 8 cylindrical shape. So the queen bee will get to know, okay, this is the queen bee cell. She will lay fertilized egg.
mm,
In all other hexagonal cells, she will lay fertilized egg.
mm,
Worker bees will get to know, oh, this is the cylindrical shape, and there's a fertilized egg. She will feed that cell with the royal jelly
mm,
during that stage, egg stage. And all other cells where the fertilized egg is there, hexagonal cell is there, she will give them some royal jelly and honey as well.
mm.
So this is how they differentiate which cell or which egg will become what.
So, Amit, I suggest you stop the screen share, those that way everyone can see you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my second question is, you said there was a large decrease in the production of onions. So when
Yeah.
that happens, can you sell your bees to the onion field so that they can increase their production?
Yes, in fact, now many beekeepers are giving their bees on rent. Bees on rent. Okay, like in USA, all the beekeepers go to California during the almond bloom, right? So that is why the almond production happens in USA. The same way, now many beekeepers are giving their bees on rent in different part of India. One for onion seed production, then pomegranate production, mango production, apple production, and many other seed production as well. So they have created the floral chart. So for 12 months they have a floral chart for different crops,
Mm,
right? So the beekeepers are migrating their bee boxes from one farm to another. In fact, inside a poly house, only stingless bees work, not the other species, right? So this is how now many farmers are giving their bee boxes even inside a poly house farmers as well.
Thank you very much for your talk.
Thank
It
you.
was
Thank you.
extremely informative.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So my question has to do with the food source for the bees. Are
Yeah.
you explaining to people that they need to plant native plants
Yes, yes.
regardless of because when you go to nurseries in India, you see native plants, but you also see a variety of plants that are not native. And there's this Indo-American seed company that is actually selling American seeds for people to
Right.
plant in their gardens, which is
Right.
not going to help our native bees, especially the specialist bees.
Right.
If they're only looking for nectar, they can get nectar, but if they are specialist bees, they are going to look for native plants.
Right.
So, how much educational outreach do you do for people
Yeah.
to
Now,
specifically plant native plants and to remove non-native invasives out of their gardens?
right. Now there's a trend in India, like native plantation happening. even in the forest region as well.
Mhm.
Okay. When they found the drawback of planting eucalyptus and acacia, which are not native to India, and they found, in fact, so there is you may heard about the tree name is Gliricidia, right? So the Gliricidia is also not native. Okay. So when forest department and they found that these trees are not helping to the biodiversity. Now they are removing these non-native trees and planting the native trees, just like neem, then banyan, people, etc. Okay, this is helping in a big way, and yes, and in fact, the different crops, just like watermelon, muskmelon, fruit vegetables, okay, they're helping bees like this way. Like, in fact, the bees also adopted in terms of food, but not in terms of habitat. If you
Right.
take an example of gulmohar, okay, so bees visit gulmohar flowers, they collect pollen, okay, and nectar as well, but not making the hive on the gulmohar plant
Right. Because it's not native.
because they are not native.
Right.
Okay, they
Right.
adopted, but it's not a good sign.
Okay. I have a couple more questions. You had mentioned about making butterfly gardens for corporations as part of their ESG requirement.
Right, right.
Who does the maintenance of this? Because we have in the US, we'll have Boy Scout groups come in and they'll make a pollinator garden, or they'll plant native plants and their job is done. They will go away. And the garden is overgrown with non-natives. It is not cared for, it's not watered, and it's just a mess. So that's why
Right.
I'm asking you the question, who maintains the butterfly gardens, and are the people trained to know what to look for and what to remove?
Okay. So when we create butterfly garden and oxygen park and bee park in different corporate companies, okay. So we are a professional services company. So what we do, we relocated this bee in the corporate companies, okay, and they grow the plants, they water them, okay, and they take care of their plant. We give them the list of plant which should be grown for the bees and butterfly, and all these plants are native plants,
Mhm.
okay, and they maintain the trees and plants, okay, and we maintain bees and butterfly. So we have an annual maintenance contract, okay.
Mhm.
Every month our teammates go over there, and we maintain our bees and butterfly, and they maintain their flowers.
I see. So do you also follow ecoregions? Like certain plants and trees grow in certain ecoregions, and
Absolutely,
do you?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
I also belong to the Virginia Native Plant Society, and the
Right.
purists, there are certain purists who will only grow 100% Virginia natives, and not only Virginia natives, but what is native to our county. They won't plant anything,
Absolutely,
even if it's from a different county. That's where my question is coming from, is
absolutely.
how much of the
The
ecoregions do you follow?
Absolutely. Same thing happens. Like
Mhm.
if you grow a plant which is from Himalayan region, and if you
Right.
grow those Himalayan region plants in Western region or
They're
Eastern
not going to
region,
grow. Yeah.
they
Mhm.
won't grow over here. So for Western region, these are non-native trees, right?
Understood.
So
Yeah.
yeah, how you get to know which trees or plant are native to that location? Okay, you get to know through how they grow in the forest or nearby on their own,
Hmm.
right? Like many birds, they collect the seed from the native plant, okay, and spread it across the region. And you will just like in our region, you will find lots of neem trees, lots of bubble trees. They grow on their own. You don't need to plant them.
Hmm.
right? So those are native trees. And when you grow such trees in your location or in your region, so you need they uh, they grow very fast and you require very less maintenance for such trees.
So we don't have like a survey or a book to reference to about what grows in
We
which
have, we have, we have.
taluka or, you
So
know.
we have. So there are many botanists, and they have mapped the plant of
Mm-hmm.
different region as well. We
Mm-hmm.
refer them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So
And what?
what we have done, so there are different botanists who are an expert in plants or native plants. Then another set of experts are there who are experts on birds.
Right.
I'm a student of honeybees. Okay, we all three come together and form a list of 105 trees and plants and shrubs and climbers as well. Okay, this list, this list is around 105 to 110 trees. Okay, these are indigenous to our region,
Mm-hmm.
and through these trees we get food for bees for throughout the 12 months.
Mm.
So
So this.
yeah, so one plant will bloom in the month of January, another plant
Right.
will bloom in the month of February. So throughout the 12 months, we have a flower
Right.
list.
Right.
Once the flowering happens and the fruiting will happen, this fruit would be useful for the birds,
Birds. Exactly. Yeah.
right? Instead of feeding them, okay, we feed them through fruits,
Right. Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Uh, and um, and these all trees are native. So we
Mm-hmm.
are trying to create an ecology through this initiative.
Okay. Is it possible to get names of the books that you said exist for the tree and plant
Yeah.
surveys?
You want the book list?
Yes, if it's possible. If
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I will
easy
share
enough
the
to
book.
get.
Yeah, yeah, I will try to share the book list as well.
Okay. Okay. And I have one last question. It has to do with mosquito fogging. When we know
Yeah,
mosquito fogging is not efficient and it kills 90% of everything else except mosquitoes. So
right.
is there more educational outreach to people to stop the mosquito fogging because it's going to kill the bees as well?
Yeah. In fact, I have found when the fogging happens, in fact, we found many bees are getting killed due to this. When we get a call from the people, we have a hive, bees are getting killed automatically.
Mm,
We didn't do anything on the bees, but still they're getting killed.
mm,
Then I asked them whether the fogging happens in around this area. And they say yes. Last evening, the fogging happened for the mosquitoes,
mm.
and bees are very sensitive for such fogging, and they're getting killed. And and in fact, it is not effective as well, like you said,
Right. Mm-hmm.
right? But there's no such control mechanism right now in India. Okay,
Okay.
uh,
So
so.
may I share a resource with you? There
Yeah,
is
yeah, but please,
there is
sure.
a video I have your email or I can put it in the chat for everybody else.
Absolutely,
It's called the
absolutely.
mosquito bucket of doom, and it, if you Google it, you'll find it. He's a professor. He's an entomologist of the University of Delaware. He's very, very famous here, called
Okay,
Dr. Doug Tallamy. He's written
okay,
many books on native plants, planting native plants to attract native insects, and native insects, the caterpillars are eaten by birds. So this is the cycle of the food web that feeds biodiversity. And he has
right,
come up with a mosquito bucket of doom. Basically, it is you take a bucket and you put straw in it with water and let it ferment. And that fermentation attracts female mosquitoes to lay their eggs. And
right,
once you see the little worms wiggling, I mean, you can do two things. You can topple the bucket and start all over, or you get these mosquito dunks. I don't know if you get them in India, but they are dunks. There's a dried Bacillus thuringiensis, BT dunks, they're called. It's a dried bacteria, basically. And when you put that in the water, it activates and starts eating the mosquito larvae. So it's a
Right.
very non-lethal, non-chemical, very natural way to kill the mosquito larvae. And it only eats the mosquito larvae, nothing else.
Right.
So
Right.
it's very,
In
very 100% effective.
in India also, you get guppy fish.
Huh.
Right. So if you have a lily plant or a lotus plant, so that the water is there, right?
Right.
So people put guppy fish over there, and then they
Right.
eat the
Mosquito larvae. Yeah.
mosquito larvae.
Right.
But it's for the small area, but for a big region, you can't have a guppy fish. You can't have a guppy fish inside a nala.
Right. Right. So that's why and I'll send you the link. So the mosquito bucket of doom. So you can put one bucket and it covers about 300 yards. So,
Right,
that's like more by feet, it's more, but about
right,
300 yards of area. The female
right,
mosquitoes are drawn to it and they lay their eggs there.
right,
So
right.
it's very effective. I've done it in my backyard also.
Surely,
So,
surely, you can share.
Rekha, one
That would
request
be
for you. Can you share your contact and some details about you, either by in the chat box, or it looks like you have lots of interesting and useful information, and so we can
Yes.
talk to you. Yeah.
So yeah, so that I just put my email, and I also am a certified Fairfax Master naturalist. So
Yeah.
you go through this certification, and that I'm interested in native plants and ecology, and that's my background. My background is in environmental science. But feel free to write to me. I just put my email address in there,
Thank
and
you.
let
surely,
Thank
me
you,
put
Rekha.
the link for the mosquito bucket of doom also.
surely, surely. And I found few questions in chat also, chat box as well. Do you mean the bees are specialists for certain flowers? So if the bees are absent, these flowers are not pollinated efficiently. Yes. So there are certain flowers which are 100% dependent on honeybees. If the pollination won't happen, it would be a problem for those plants as well. But there are certain flowers, okay, uh, which uh, which want honeybees, but even honeybees is not there. At the end, they do self-pollination, right? Just like I take an example of jowar, bajra. Okay, although they wait for honeybees throughout the day, but at the end, if they don't find bees, what they do in the evening time, they self-pollinate themselves. What is the honey of stingless bee called in the market? It is called stingless bees honey only, or dammer bee honey, or stingless bee honey. Okay, we will have. Okay. Any other questions?
So one question for you. You said that because you get so many bites, you are kind of immune to bites. And my question is, how long did it take you, and what did you have to go through to get to that stage?
When we started, okay, so there are different stages. What happened when bee sting happened to you? When bee sting happens to you, the whole area become red and swell, right? In second and third day, the itching starts at the same location,
Mhm.
right? So once the painful sting happens, the whole area become red, okay, and swell. Second, third stage is that it start itching from the second or third day, and fourth day it vanished. Okay. Now, when bee sting happened to you, happened to us right now, although the painful sting is there, but not the area won't become red or swell, and we don't get itching also. Only for that particular time when bee sting happens, and we feel pain. Now we are habitual to that pain as well. Now we know the intensity of that pain. So it's it's okay for us. Okay. But we only try to save our head part, like eyes, ear, nose, because these are sensitive parts. Okay, but in rest part, if bee sting happen to us, nothing happens. Okay.
Okay.
And there's a so it took us time, 2 to 3 months, because we used to get sting each and every day, right? Uh, have you heard about that story? One guy got bitten by snakes, so his body has become immune to snake venom,
Mm.
and his body started creating anti venom, right? So who knows, our body has become can create anti venom for bee sting as well.
So
I
I have a question for you, Amit. You
Yeah,
talked about your training for the tribals to
yeah,
protect the bees, conserve the bees. So, how
yeah.
many people have been benefited so far, and how are they using it as as an employment and to make their lives better?
Okay. So we have trained more than 1,000 tribal communities across India. We have trained people in Odisha, we have trained people in Jharkhand, we have trained people in Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra as well. Okay. And in fact, we have worked in Sundarbans as well. Sundarban mangrove forest, right? So this is how we try to save the bees and train these people as well. And we also sell for different forest timing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any special plans for like having some specific training programs for women only?
Yeah, we do have. In fact,
Okay.
we also want to train women, and in fact, we also want to make women be rescuers.
Okay.
Yeah, in the cities, and we also want to train women tribal communities, how they can do beekeeping out of it. And if you can see the picture, we have trained women over there how they can
Okay.
capture the wild colonies.
I have one question. You talked about the bees in the compost and also in the toilet.
Yeah.
How do they, I mean, is there any problem in that kind of honey?
No, honey is not an issue. Okay. So, in fact, the most hygienic animal in this world is honeybees. Why I say such thing is that they won't visit the dirty water. Okay. They only visit those flowers which are chemical free, right? And in fact, you will be amazed to know when they try to pop. Okay. And so on a particular day, all the bees will come out from the hive. Okay. You will feel like the cluster of bees left, or they become angry, and they are roaming around here and there, and they again come back to the hive. People feel they're angry, then they're again coming back to the hive. It is not like that. So they try to pop, and they go outside to pop and again come back to the hive. Okay. So your original question is that they're edible. Okay, because bees made the hive at the wall. Even inside, inside that compost. Okay, they made the hive at the top, and at the down, and there's a compost, but at the top, there's a hive.
Mm. And see, in California, you have a lot of the pine trees, and pine has a beautiful smell. But does the bee get attracted to the pine cones or pine?
In India, you don't get pine trees. It's not native. You may find some pine trees at the coastal region of different place, not in the interior part of India.
You get Deodhar in northern India. That is a Indian pine. Deodhar is in,
Deodhar you get in
but
northern.
it needs cold
Yeah,
temperature.
in Himalayan region you get Deodhar. But not here, in other part of India.
So again, if there are no more questions, then we can end the meeting. And or if you have more questions, then this can continue. Or you can ask questions in the by email, and Amit will be answering the questions. Thank you very much, Amit, for wonderful session and very helpful. And thank you, Rekha, also for joining this session. It looks like we'll contact you sometime just to get your insight into different aspects of
Sure.
mosquitoes and the bees and all that. Yeah, okay. And you're close by, so that's good.
It was
Yeah. Yeah.
really
Thank you. It was
informative.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So
Will you share your email ID and phone number in the chat window, Amit?
Yeah, I will.
You had it on the
Thank
last
you so
slide,
much.
but we can.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
thank you. And if you could send me
Thanks.
the list of books that you refer to, I would really
Yeah,
appreciate
surely.
it.
I
Okay.
will
Thank
share.
you.
Okay.
This is my number and this is my email address as well. I put it in the chat box.
Thank you very much, Amit. Very nice
Thank you
to
so
see
much.
you on
In
Shri
fact,
Yoga.
we can also send honey from India, forest honey, which are organic in nature, and instead of commercial honey from the farm honey, forest honey are way much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is the royal honey? What is this?
Royal jelly.
Royal jelly.
Royal jelly.
Royal jelly. So royal jelly is sold in liquid form, in jelly form as well as in powder form.
And that's available in India?
Yeah, that is available.
In what kind of shops? What kind of
So you may find it in Amazon, as well as you may contact the beekeepers as well. You will get fresh royal jelly.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you all.
Thank you so
We'll
much. Thank
stop
you
Thank
so
the
you
much for
very
inviting.
much.
Thank you.
It was lovely
Thank you,
interacting with
everybody.
you all.